Hey there, this is Beth, and this is card 2 of the Tarot. Today we are using the Morgan Greer as an example, and the card we are talking is card number 1, and it's the Magician. I always kind of love this deck because I think it was made in the 70s or 80s, so it's like all the guys have like mustaches and stuff. One of the things I really like about this deck is the bright bold colors, and you really get that on here, and it follows a fairly traditional Rider-Waite pattern. And the Magician, he's kind of one of those dudes. He's got his stuff going down. He's got it going on. He knows what he's doing. He has his skills. He has his learning, and if you're doing the Fool's Journey, is the first step of the Fool and the first person that the Fool starts to learn from on his journey through the major arcana. And the Magician embodies all 4 elements. He's got it all there. He's got his power. He's ready to step into it. Actually, he has stepped in it. He's ready to help the Fool learn all the basics that are needed. All those basic skills he's going to need to navigate his way through the trials and tribulations that he goes through of the major arcana. And the Magician, for me, is a card of skill. It's a card of mastery, a card of knowing what is needed and how to work it. And embodiment of also the 4 elements, of being at one with those. For me, in a way, it's like the embodiment of the whole work with the Tarot, in a way, because he's got all the basics there. He's got all the tools that make up the Tarot, really, in this one card. And he uses them to his best of his ability, and he puts that to work. He's very, for me, an active character that is doing and creating and making things happen in his life and guiding it for how he wants it to happen. He's not just sitting back going, maybe this, maybe that. He's not that kind of wishy-washy person. He's like, I'm going for that. What do I need to do along the way to go to that? And he has a drive to him that, not driven, that's a tautology. He has a drive that's driven. Blech. He has a very strong drive of getting and using what he needs and wants, for me. Oh, there's like this feeling that I don't know how to express it with words, because there's just like this feeling that comes out, and it's interesting explaining cards on their own because it's so singular, and how I read is everything's all connected, so it's kind of interesting. For some reason, it's not so difficult with the Ferret Frauds Fairy as it is with like Magician today. It's really kind of weird, but yeah, he's power. He's stepping into that power, and a very active element, for me at least. And this one too is very traditional, has a very active vibe to it. Different decks provide different ways of interpreting, which I always find very interesting. And the traditional ones, I find, it has that active masculine for me. See, here's another example of, I just happen to have this deck out. Her face is very exposed. You look at her, but she's still got that power and drive to me. It's just a different kind. It is power and drive than him. Because she's very not Rider-Waite. Wrong one. Not Rider-Waite at all. But with this, you got the basics there. You got that power. You got that drive. And to carry on and bring through what needs to be brought through. and on your terms. The Magician for me is a card of skill. He's willing to work his alchemy. He's willing to work his magic on not just, say, a magical level or ethereal or whatever you want to call it, and also on the mundane. And those, in a way, also start to twine for him. The magical and the mundane, they don't always separate out so well, that the magical life becomes the mundane life and the mundane life becomes the magical life for him. And, you know, as human beings, to a certain extent, we can embody that to a certain extent. You know, too much and you kind of end up a crazy person if all you do is embody magic. You got to bring them together somehow and find that combination of magical mundane that works for you. And for me, that magical mundaneness and working things on all levels is embodied in the Magician. Alrighty. Bye-bye.